Well, Lauren, about 3 hours ago, something that doesn't happen often in Agadez happened, which was that a military aircraft that landed here. It was very noisy. A lot of people came out of their homes to see what was going on. We dashed to the airport to find that it was surrounded, ringed by Nigerian special forces and military police. They were all armed. We were asked to get away from the airport, to move on. Clearly there was something going on that they didn't want us to see, and what we presume, based on everything that's happened over the last few days, is that Saadi Gaddafi, the son of the ousted Libyan leader, was now being transferred to the capital, Niamey. He arrived in Agadez about 45 hours ago. He hasn't been seen publicly. We've known he's here. As I said, there's been a lot of security on the streets, and it seems that they were basically trying to move him out of Niamey under the cover of darkness. They didn't want journalists there. In fact, several photographers had their cameras confiscated when the military police saw that photos were being taken. And so we now assume that Saadi Gaddafi has moved on from Agadez to the capital, Niamey.
And Yvonne, when we last spoke, there was some question about whether the Niger government was going to detain him or what they were going to do with him. So what do you think is going to happen to Saadi now?
Lauren, the picture is still incredibly unclear, despite what you may hear. On the one hand, the Gaddafis have enjoyed a lot of support from people in this region, Agadez. They're well liked by the masses. They've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into development projects, and most people have basically written this country off as a failed state. But on the other hand, this country is trying to change its image. It's trying to appear to be more democratic and part of the international community. It wants to be part of the international community. And so, in one sense, it's also under pressure to hand over Saadi Gaddafi to the International Criminal Court or any other Libyan justice system, so to speak. But at the same time, they know that that might cause problems internally for them, and they're really trying to strike a deal, looking at cases individually and deciding what to do. The suspicion is, at least what analysts and experts tell me, is that they believe what's likely to happen is that Saadi Gaddafi, in fact, will be given asylum here till things cool down in Libya, till it's all over. But again, as I say, it's very difficult to know precisely what will happen at this stage.
OK, Yvonne Ndege, thanks very much indeed for that live update there from Niger.